Uh,
good good evening, everybody, and welcome to the evening roast. And I am, of course, your host, Mr. Keto Subway. And with me, as always, is my fellow host, Mr. Sim.
Hello, and welcome everyone to the show.
And
hello to
today,
chat.
and today we have on Mr. Keith Gleason
Hey guys, hey, thanks for having me.
and Mr. Karl Stephan.
Yep.
There we go.
Chub.
See, it's much easier just to say chub.
Chub. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Chub then.
By the way, Chub, I really like Mary Boys.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
So you got to read it, Sim?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh?
Sim, you got that yourself, didn't you? I didn't send that to you, did I?
No. I got a whole bunch of myself, yeah.
Yeah, got it all by himself today.
Dude, I got a whole bunch by myself. What the hell you? I'm just trying to save money with you. If we're gonna buy it together, we're saving money by shipping by buying it together, buying those two books. That's
yes. Sorry, everyone. There was no intro video. I'm still trying to get a good video set up for this stream. But, anyways, so Mr. Gleason, is a new new individual to the channel. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
So why don't you tell us about yourself for those who don't know you?
I'm a writer, comic writer. I am creator of a comic called Mighty Mascots, which is put out by Alterna Comics. It's
yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
It's basically just about a bunch of cereal mascots and that were brought to life by a 3D printing accident, and they fight crime. It's like a fun throwback to like 70s and 80s style superhero books, where not a hint of, there's no politics in it. It's just fun superhero storylines with subplots and things like that. All the stuff that used to be in comics, that's kind of fallen away, it's also like a huge nod to like the era of Saturday morning cartoons and getting up at 7 a.m. to sit down and eat a bowl of sugary cereal and watch cartoons for 6 hours. It's a throwback to that whole kind of era.
Yeah, I have issue 1 of Mighty Mascots from
Alterna cool.
Ween. Yeah, I got it during like Alterna Ween and stuff like that, and I read it and I was like, this young me would have loved this.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get to is like I tried to find that balance between being like all ages, for kids, but also for adults, and not being like because I hate like the all ages comics they have now. I mean, let's face it, a lot of them are really bad and like they're almost for like babies, like I wanted like a comic, like the comics we grew up with, which, like with Spider-Man was like an all ages book in the 80s. You know what I mean? Now it's like not so much, but like, like that's what I was trying to get to, that kind of like tempo and like that kind of form with the book, I guess, And I just love superhero books. So like I wanted to do one like that I grew up with, basically, So
yeah,
cool. I saw it. I haven't been able to get it because the distribution, my local comic shop can't. Well, it's been closed for God knows how long. But yeah, it's on like a list of things to check out when things get up and running again. Assuming that because Alterna's got a different distribution policy now, they don't go through Diamond anymore. They've got their own. They've got stores that are signed up to them directly. Is that right?
Yeah. Peter stepped away from Diamond like earlier this year, right around the same time DC did. It's just like he was telling us that they instill like a bunch of nonsense with like like they basically charge you all these fees for like any little thing that's off with orders and everything. And he got to the point where it's like he's making more money selling direct to people than he is going through Diamond, So it's like
Diamond was on one of the biggest problems in there.
Big time. You can't grow with Diamond. The first thing that happened too once he left Diamond is he turned to all the creators and said, if you guys want to make all your books ongoing, you can now, because what he was doing was only releasing miniseries, because the way Diamond's set up, it's like a new number one always, know the formula, it sells like really high.
Every Lady Death is number one.
Yeah, right. And you can't grow. You can't grow like that. So like now that we're almost all the creators are doing ongoing books now. There's a couple that are staying with the limited series format, but it's like it's night and day now. Like, I think Peter is just a smart dude anyway. So
yeah, definitely. Definitely. He's a guiding light in all of this.
He really is.
A lot of respect for Peter.
I looked at Mary Boys real quick. This book looks great.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to grab this. This looks awesome. It's still available on Indiegogo, right?
Yeah, I've left it on In Demand. It's been printed ages ago, so I just overprinted quite a lot. So I've got a big stock of boxes here full of comics. So yeah,
you don't mind shipping to the U.S.?
No, that's most people that bought it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna snag this.
Oh, brilliant!
This looks great.
You won't be disappointed. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It comes with issue 1 and 2. It's not just one.
Yeah, I really liked Mary Boys. It's up there in my crowdfunded rankings. Yeah. Love the artwork.
Yeah, the artwork is fantastic. Do you do everything?
Unfortunately, I do every single bloody thing on this book. With no help from anybody.
It looks fantastic.
That actually reminds me, I didn't buy the T-shirt yet. I'll have to get on that after the stream.
Brilliant. Yeah,
I like your style, how it goes back and forth between like being really realistic and gritty and then also very cartoony.
Yeah, it's an all like Mad Magazine trope.
Mad or Wicked.
Yeah,
or something.
Definitely. I could see that.
Huge fan of that. So yeah, that's kind of the precedent. And I'm busy with a new book now, and it'll be pretty much the same like ink wash, but I'm going to do one color story to boot.
That'll be interesting to see.
Is it going to go beyond the 2 issues?
Oh yeah. It's ongoing. These first 2 issues is a self-contained story, which is the origin story, and then the new collection is 4 self-contained stories, basically expanding on their world. So, and after that, I'll be doing an arc.
Oh, cool.
And you're still doing the UK comic size, right? Just for people that don't know, his books are bigger. They're like magazine size.
Yes, well endowed comic books.
The guy that's used to buying UK, European, French comics, I know the differences. I wasn't surprised. I was just very pleased to see. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I need to get one of those shirts. We got Aces in the chat. He says, "Heyo," and we got Mr. Mark Middleton. He says, "What's up, guys?"
Hey.
Thanks for joining us. What was I going to say?
And I always like the fact that his company, the logo is PC.
Yeah. I know.
Well, the book is totally on PC, but the logo is PC.
Hey, you're gonna invert expectations there.
You know what you should do? You should cut the circle around it to look like on. So on PC.
Good idea. I was going to call it Patriarchy Comics, but I thought that would be taking a bit too far.
That'd be great, actually. Controversy sells, right?
It's true.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, the most punk you can be now is being conservative in the comic book industry. So you
don't even have to be conservative. You just have to disagree with them, and to them, you're conservative.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much. You don't have to not toe the party line. Then ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like to anybody, you just mention Comicsgate without a negative tone, and you're automatically conservative.
And it's not even such a controversial thing. It's such a, it's not like we're setting fires to buildings and killing people and stuff like that. We just say we don't like this comic, we don't like this cartoon. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But, Jesus. But so
true.
Well, you will like Mary Boys. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
it was a lot of
there
fun.
on top of my favorite comics. And another one I would like to say that comes from the UK, and I know you're friends with. It's Mortal World. If you don't know about that one, Keith, check it out.
It's called what? Mortal
World. Yeah.
Okay. Is that also on Indiegogo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one I actually didn't get. I haven't got that one yet. I need to get around to it.
Yeah, this is the sign-up page. That's a print that's going to be offered with the next campaign. So I sort of like everything was black and white with the previous one, so I thought I'd better start doing things in color, or people are going to start losing interest.
Are you doing the colors?
Yeah. I did that
Huh?
with watercolor, with Dr. Phil Martin's those ink dyes that the old illustrators used to use. I got me some of that, and I did that, and I got 2 wraparound covers, also done in the same way. So it's going to have color, and like I said, like one color story. Because color sells somehow.
Oh, you get a free card as well. Oh, is this the card for the mailing list?
Yeah, that's if you sign up. It's the same design as the T-shirt. So people, if you don't have the T-shirt, at least people can still have that design somewhere.
Okay.
You know what your style really reminds me of? I just can't remember the name of the artist, but remember Tank Girl?
Jamie Hewlett. Yeah.
He's
I like his work. I really do. I used to love Tank Girl back in the day. Like the early stuff. He's also influenced quite strongly by the old EC guys like Mort Drucker. We're branches on the same tree, I think.
Ace is asking where Soul is. I don't know where Soul is. He's probably over there on Red Stream. Katie's Bonds. They're having a launch party for it right now. So I didn't know that they were doing that, or I might have tried to change the time or something. So I wasn't encroaching. But they have a launch party for her project that just happened.
Yep. There's a lot of project launching this weekend. There was Broken by Rocaford yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bonds today. There's the Ace tomorrow.
Graham Nolan just launched his Alien Alamo too.
There you go. And supposedly Sweetcast is launching something else too.
Oh, is he really? Besides,
somebody said it. I don't know. I didn't check it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I saw somebody mention it in one on Twitter saying that he should be launching a new project. I'm like,
huh.
I haven't.
It would be good to know when all the big campaigns launch, so you don't launch anywhere near anything.
Yeah, ain't that
you're like,
true?
You put your schedule, and so far you think, hey, I'm in the clear. Nobody's launching, and then boom.
You have a frog.
Oh, Mr. Gleason, you don't have anything up and going right now, do you?
No, I'm still trying to fulfill my last campaign. I closed it off, I think, in October. It's 4 issues, 4, 5, and 6 of the Mighty Mascots, where we got issues 4 and 5 completely done. 6, I think all the pencils are done and half of the ink. So we're chugging right along. We'll probably have those to the printer, hopefully sometime in March or April, and then I'll start fulfilling, in the late spring probably. And then I think later in the year, Alterna is going to release them, officially, I guess. So that's what's one good thing about being with them, because I can do the campaign and then also make some money afterwards when it actually comes out through Alternative too, on top of that, which is cool,
So is that going to be newsprint when you launch that you're producing on the campaign, or is it or how does it work? Is it different to what people will be putting out?
No, it's all going to be newsprint. I think the only thing that you get an advantage of with doing the campaign way is getting all the sweet stretch goal stuff, and I think we're doing two variant covers per issue that are only going to be available there at the campaign. So people have already kind of jumped on those already, and there'll still be the regular issue, which will be available to everybody, through Alterna after.
Okay.
It's also very interesting to me, like to see, because I mean, it is like that golden fleece. None of us seems to have that distribution, that distribution model all across the United States. And I'm looking at it quite carefully just to see what's how this pans out. I think it's going to be overall, it's going to be a very good experience for crowdfunders if they've got that extra arm, for post campaign sales.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I'm finding like Indiegogo and Kickstarter they're just as good as like having a diamond, in a way, because you get those books directly to people, and those are like real sales versus like
comic shop sales.
Yeah, right. And you don't know what's actually selling. Like a comic shop could buy 50 copies, but they might only sell like 15 copies.
They end up in for years.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So I think Indiegogo and Kickstarter are a little more accurate on what you're actually selling, which is nice.
Yeah, it cuts out that middleman.
Yeah, but
it does. Yeah,
I agree that we do need to focus on trying to develop an after campaign market.
Yeah.
Because if there's no demand, there's no growth. And second, we need to reach out and bring more views, more eyes to Indiegogo campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a good thing
to, like the gaming, the maybe the digital, maybe Comixology and stuff like that. Like reach outside of just what we know in crowdfunding so far.
Oh yeah,
that's
definitely.
One of the success with Ethan. He went to some Star Wars people. We've been hitting people from the manga, the weebs. It's reaching out to people that would be interested to, maybe not my book, but my friend's book.
Yep. And when you do Indiegogo, it's like I think it's an important thing is to have, make sure you have the early issues available. Like when I did the issues 4, 5, and 6, I also had 1, 2, and 3 available.
Yeah.
And I think I'm picking up a ton of new readers that way as well.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm doing instead of keeping like my campaign. Since I'm international, right? I'm in Canada. I'm a bit like Chubb, right? So to me, leaving a campaign in demand for long, there's extra fees and extra charges, right? So what I'm doing is I fulfill, I close my campaign and I bring the overstock as a one pack with everything on my next campaign. So I kind of bring my old book campaign with my overprint.
Yep, that's the way to do it, and that way you get more readers, eventually, because it just because you get more people looking at it.
Now there's people that are discovering me with Tales from the Navies, right? And they're like, "That's your first book?" No, I did one before. They're like, but I put it on the campaign so they can get it. And the same thing with the digital. I put the digital there too, and that one's an instant fulfill. So if people buy it, I send it right away.
Yeah,
perfect.
To do exactly the same. Like I said, I've got boxes full of the first Mary Boy stuff. Next campaign, I'll be checking them on again there, so people can see them.
Yep. But the digital is instantly fulfilled. The physical, I put it as you have the dual box, right? So people can save on shipping. But I do agree with the idea of Chubb making it also like an instant buy for the physical copy. That would be good too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can almost use like Indiegogo as your online store. I mean, I think they shut your campaign down after 6 months or something, right?
If it drops to lower than $100 or something like that after
really
total sales of 6 months. So effectively, if you keep having drips and drabs, you can keep it open for as long as you want.
That's cool. I think I would have kept mine open longer, but I was getting close to my 20K stretch goal, and I was like, I don't know if I want to fulfill this. I didn't know if I wanted to get the stretch goal, so I kind of ended it close to 20K, so I wouldn't have to do the final stretch goal, or else I probably would have left it open till I actually started fulfilling the book.
So you're planning on continuing it though, right?
Yeah. The issue 4 covers up a little higher if you go up it. The next story arc, they're going to be fighting like evil video game mascots. That's the cover right there.
Oh, okay.
You can see
awesome. That's a really cool cover.
Oh, thanks. You got an evil Mario and evil Donkey Kong in there. And my Sonic looks like a Sonic the meth hog, someone was saying.
What was that one? Sonny Chew or something?
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh my, yeah, because I did like issue 1. I made sure to get the was it the one with the cereal box on here when this was up? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The perk that got you the cereal box as well as all the issues, so that way I'd be able to catch up on everything.
Oh, awesome.
So,
yeah, I'm gonna start fulfilling all of that once I have all 4 issues 4, 5, and 6. I think if you got the one that it was the featured one, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That one, I think you get a copy of everything, so you'll get all the variant covers, and you get the cereal box. The cereal box is pretty awesome.
That is a good idea.
It's a very cool idea. Yeah.
I used to have one up here at my computer, but I don't. I'd have to go downstairs to get it. But they're legit. I designed the whole thing, like the sides and everything. It's all like Easter eggs for the series, and really cool, really fun.
It's a very clever concept.
Yep.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I thought that was a great idea. I thought it really fit with everything and everything. So I was like, I got to get that.
Thanks.
I thought for $50, that was a great deal. You get a lot of different issues.
And plus you're going to get all the stretch goals that were unlocked. So I mean, you're going to get a ton of stuff for your money, which is really good. Like, and I went all out for the perks, which I probably aren't going to do for future campaigns. But I really like. You're going to get a pin set. You're going to get a nice sticker set. I did old school trading cards. I found like the last company in the country that's still making like old wax packs, for trading cards and stuff. So I got. So you're going to get a thing of trading cards in an old wax pack, and yeah, it's really good. You guys are gonna be blown away by everything you get from this. So it's awesome. Can't wait to get it out to you, everybody.
It's very professional, I have to say. It looks good. It looks really good.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
What you could probably do is maybe change that last stretch goal, and you can ask for reopening until you're done finishing it, so you could have more cells. You could do an update to something else, reopen and get more cells because you are in demand.
Yeah, that's true. Are you able to open it after you close it, or
many have been able to by contacting them? Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. That's something to think about.
Mike Murphy did it a few times.
Oh, you did for extra stock, I think.
Yeah. He reopened the
he did it with God's Fear Me.
God's Fear Me. Before he closed. The same thing with Samurai and Dinosaur. Before he did the second chance campaign, he had closed it, then reopened it when he knew of a better schedule. He just wanted to make sure of the schedule because he was delayed. So once he knew that he was realigned, he reopened it with
I'm going to check with Peter if what he thinks about that. If he's cool with it, I may actually do that.
So you can get more cells, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's going to be at least a few months before it goes to the printer. So,
and
it's always good to try and at least keep them open until you're going to print.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if nothing else, having it open might help keep it in people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. Because like before I closed it, I would get like just I get a sale here and there. It was still wasn't coming in like money hand over fist, but once a week you would get something, or maybe twice a week. So.
Mm-hmm.
It might help keep it in back of people's minds until you big launch on do the alternate ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna check with that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say that's what I like about this new mailing list feature that they have. So it isn't so much for getting everybody's addresses. It's literally keeping your project that's upcoming in the back of people's minds, so that they they don't forget about you. Because sometimes people have to see a thing several times before they're like, oh yeah, where did I see that before? Oh yeah, I was meaning to look at that. It's you need that. You need a presence. That kind of works for it.
So this was my first Indiegogo campaign. Like before that, I've done Kickstarter a couple times. Are you able to bring over all your backers to the new campaign?
It's my first one too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen on some of the Indiegogo campaigns that I've looked at, I've seen some of them from Kickstarter, because they'll have like thousands of dollars funded, and it'll say like but like 98% of it'll say it's from another platform, obviously Kickstarter. So I assume that means they can just move the whole campaign over to Indiegogo.
You can do it.
Like Billy Tucci do it on both. His She campaign was on both.
Yeah.
Both.
But usually, according to the rules of the platforms, okay, let's be legit here. You're technically allowed to run the same campaign on different platforms, but they have to be different from each other. So that they ask you to at least offer like a variant cover type of thing.
Oh, I see.
All right. Okay.
That makes sense.
That's the base. That's at least the base of it. Like I read both of them, and that's the gist of it. Technically, they don't like you running the same campaign at the same time, but at least if they're different, you're offering different covers.
I gotcha.
I know that you can also you can run something on Kickstarter and then you can go to Indiegogo and put it on in demand. I think the fees are higher though. They take a bigger percentage off you.
Yep.
But that's quite possible.
Now Kickstarter have their own version of it too. Now it's where they have a whole bunch of add-on attributes now. Like they have different system. They have one where you could build a website.
Oh, really? Huh.
They have a whole bunch of third party, but to me,
the only problem with Kickstarter is I just feel like you get lost over there because there seems to be a million projects going on at any given time.
If you take everything aside, right, the main thing for me that makes me prefer Indiegogo, it's the fact that they take money in your
right away
card or right away.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's at the end, and that's me as a creator and as a backer. Because I backed a few projects, and you think that you think it's back, and out of nowhere, poof, $300 just went. Like what?
Yeah, right. No, yeah, I agree with that too, because you get burned at the end on Kickstarter. Both campaigns I had,
and
I lost at least like 5 people.
Yeah, that's what I was. Some people were telling me on Kickstarter, they get to the end of their funding, and there's some people that the credit thing don't go through, so they end up losing backers.
Yeah. I agree.
That's a good 20% of my backers on Indiegogo have card troubles. I can see that by the backer numbers as compared to the backing numbers. I'm like up to almost 600 odd backers, technically attempts at backing, and it's 500 odd people who've actually backed the book. So if that same sort of scenario exists in Kickstarter, it's gonna chop off 20% of our potential.
And us,
especially if it's like you go over your goal by $200 or $300, and that $200 or $300 is gone because people can't put up the proper information.
That must have happened before. Where you hit your goal, and then they say you don't hit it because of technical issues.
In Kickstarter, yeah, it had to happen. But the thing is, it's the creator that gets screwed.
Yeah,
like let's just say they will lose like $1,000. Well, they get screwed. But
especially if your goal's like just barely enough to cover your costs. Like sometimes I do that in the hopes that it'll go even higher, which is the gamble I took on this campaign. Like, because roughly it cost me about $2,500 to produce an issue, and I only asked for like 5,000 when I was going to produce 3 issues. You know, so I was like, geez, I hope I at least hit 8. You know, so I can cover that.
And on the Indiegogo, the ghost backers you were mentioning, Chubb, that's a lot of people. Sometimes international, like Chris here. Sometimes he'll try to back me or you, and he'll say no. It sends them like an email saying, "Hey, your backer number this." For you, it becomes a ghost. To him, it just didn't go through. It could be because James Bank's gonna flare it as a illegal international thing, so he has to call his bank to say, "Let it go through." It's weird like that, but I have almost 100 too.
It happens to me all the time. It's so frustrating. I'm just like, come on, let me in. Let me buy them.
Pops is in the chat. Hey, Pops.
What's up?
Pops. He says 12 hours of CG Europe, and here I am looking for more. Or no, he says CC Europe. Sorry. What's CC Europe?
CromCon.
CromCon. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. Yeah, I didn't get to watch CromCon. I was snoozing.
I was doing parental stuff.
Yes, same here.
Yeah, has to be done.
Yes, 4 kids in the house.
Oh dear God, you're a busy man, aren't you? I mean, taking care of the kids.
Yeah, but I live with my bro, so we split the work. Yeah. It's like 2 are mine, 2 are his, but they're all mine. Get it?
Yeah.
They're my girls too.
He says replays up on his YouTube, and he says part 2 was effing hilarious. Oh Lordy, yeah, I'll have to check it out, Pops. It'll give me something to watch while I'm working tonight. But
yeah, I like that side. I like comics related madness. It's a good group of people. You know, and they're not anally retentive over whether you're CG or not. You know, they're literally it's just, you know, don't bring any bullshit. Just bring comic books and a good attitude, and you're good.
Pretty much like we are.
I love that.
No bullshit. No drama.
I hate drama on both sides. You know what I mean? Just want to make comics. Like,
since when we have to agree on everything to get along? That was never a thing. That was never a thing.
Never a thing until 4 years ago. You know.
Yeah. Like, it's supposed to be, you know, everybody keeps talking about comics being escapism and stuff. Well, then let it be escapism. Bring up all this drama and stuff.
Well, I think part of the problem is like the writers just don't know how to be subtle about anything. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like we used to call that being like pretentious. You know, like when you how many movies you've seen like where it's like they shove the message down your face.
Yeah, but
you know.
The main problem is it's not fiction anymore. It's autobiographical.
Right.
They all write themselves as the characters, as if it's me and my girls in Starbucks, and we had the coffee, and oh my god,
right. And they don't know how to do it well. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You put cream, and I'm totally a vegan.
Yeah,
you do that too well. You do that far too well.
Yeah.
You read a lot of those.
I really dislike them.
That's what you say, Sam. But you do it too well. You probably are. You're probably doing that. Probably going to those coffee shops.
I don't go to coffee shop. I make my coffee at home, like a man. I know instant bullshit, dude.
I have a Keurig. Does that count?
Yeah.
I don't know how manly that is. I guess.
That is very femme. Let's leave it at that.
Very femme. That's great.
Welcome to the afternoon roast.
Well, The only reason I even drink coffee is because of these dang streams. So leave me alone.
I knew.
Tell me
Dude,
about it.
when we
Jeez.
started doing these streams, you would have like, here's Coffee Crisp coffee. Here's French toast coffee. I'm like, seriously, dude? That's candy bar coffee. That's not gonna wake you up. Then he tried the real coffee one, and he was like, dude, I'm having the shakes. They gave them something called a black eye. So it's kind of double espresso mixed with a regular coffee or something. He had the jitters. He
Yeah,
was up all day. He couldn't
geez.
sleep.
yeah, I don't like it. Did not like that.
Meth cafe.
Yeah, I don't
That's what I would
like.
call it.
I don't like coffee. It gets me too like worked up and like that's why like energy drinks. I can't stand them. Like I drank an energy drink like one time and my heart was like going like out of my chest. I was like, oh man. I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't feel good. So I don't drink that stuff no more.
Yeah, that's the thing about campaigning though. Jeez, it's like that's one thing. It's when you launch your next, like, you have to be ready to stream a lot and do the rounds and run your own shows and stuff. And for those 2 months, it's hardcore.
Yeah.
You need some assistance of some sort.
I'm
You
sure.
don't sleep. You almost don't sleep. All you have in mind is running this campaign, promoting, doing this, and getting work done. And you also have your kids to take care of.
Yeah, it's like
It's true.
And it's a rabbit hole. You go. Okay. You wake up in the morning. You're like, okay, here's my coffee. Let's do some promotion. I won't be long. I'm just gonna do like 30 minutes. I'm gonna go do like a few tweets. Then you're like 4 hours later.
You get sucked in.
Yeah.
You get sucked in. You get into an argument with some guy. Like today. I make a point of not arguing on Twitter with people, and then I just went balls deep into a full on sort of it's airing of grievances on Twitter with this one.
Oh, dude, that's
person.
why I stay out of every drama. I just go in, check my messages, check my feed, the following. I'm like, okay, I'm out.
I
normally
set
do
up
that,
like
but
one of those custom lists so that I only see, tweets from the news sites or whatever, or people that I like, and that's it. When I want to look at drama, I'll do that like once in a while. I'll just go look in, but and I kind of like do that just to keep an eye on things. But I don't really go looking for it either. I try to stay out of that whole thing, but I like to know what's going on just in case, get some blowback my way or what.
But I think sometimes it's fun to also, like, as a creator, to check the consumer's opinion. Like, I may not, you don't engage in the conflict or anything, but you kind of keep an eye on. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you just want to look and see. It's good to know what like the controversies are, just so you're aware of them.
Yeah, so that you're not part of it. You're not on the wrong side of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Nope, not me. I'm right here.
They're outside.
Yeah, be a fence walker. Switzerland, right? Be Switzerland.
Yeah, Pop says, I started at 7 a.m. I am 13 hours in this chair right now. Coffee? LOL.
One of the old saying is, pick your fight your fights, don't fight other people's fight.
Yep. Well, because you're not going to change opinions,
Yeah.
It's like,
it's like a perfect example, right? You walk into an Irish pub, 2 Irish men start fighting. You try and go and be nice and go, hey guys, split up, don't fight. They end up beating the fuck out of you.
Yeah, they team up on you.
Yeah. It's the same thing with buddy. You don't try and get involved between buddy. You don't try and make somebody decide between you and the other one if you're in a conflict. You guys have an issue, deal it out. I'm friends with both. Thank you.
Yep.
Like we said before, what happened to we don't have to agree on everything to be friends, damn it. Or again.
Yeah.
You don't have to like everybody to work together. What happened to that? How many times would you go to a job You don't have to like everybody in the office.
Let me see if I can bring this up
Yeah,
here. Does
no,
this
it's
have
true.
to come up? Here we go.
Oh,
Mr.
Yeah, that is freaking
Trump,
awesome.
oh yeah.
I just seen this on my Facebook feed. Now, I don't know anything about this tail list. I seen it on Twitter the other day. But
yeah,
It reminded me of a jacked up like Bucky O'Hara. Like that was funny.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
It's an outer space cat, and I still have to read the comics. But it's about a guy who's he's a CG UK on our side of the pond, and he's got his mailing list up now. And he asked me to draw that for him.
oh,
It's a lot of fun.
you haven't read the comics, so the books have been put out before?
Yeah, it's like a collection. It's 4
Oh,
issues.
okay.
Oh, cool.
All right.
It's called The Adventures of Tailless in Outer Space.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure to sign up for it. I think I already did. I'm not sure. Because the Indiegogo's been being weird for me here lately.
Oh yeah, why? What's going on?
Well, like every time I've signed up for a mailing list, normally it would send me an email to confirm.
Right.
It doesn't do that now.
Oh really?
Like, everything I sign up for, I don't get a confirmation, so I don't know if it's going through or what's going on.
Did you check
And
your
then,
spam?
Yeah, I've checked
Did you block
everything.
it?
Did you
Did
check
you block-
promotion?
I don't think so. And then
Yeah.
I also noticed when I tried to back the drawn in tier for Michael Feed there yesterday, I backed it. It said, okay, it said, oh, yeah, you backed. And then I looked and I never got an email. Usually it would send me a receipt. Nothing. And then I looked and it still was up and it's still, I had to back it a second time. And then it finally went through. It said, it showed up in my contributions. I was like, what is going on? And I still didn't get a receipt or nothing for it. I didn't get my email. So I don't know what's going on with my, I haven't been getting my emails from Indiegogo. So I don't get it. Like I still occasionally get updates, I think.
Like I'm trying to think. The other day I signed up for the newsletter for Rocafort's new thing, and I did get that email asking to confirm.
I also get those, yeah. Because now you have to now it is like you subscribe, then they send you the email, then you have to click the link to confirm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's 2 stages now.
Yeah, I haven't been getting the second stage to confirm it. So I looked at my unwanted tab because I thought, well, maybe I blocked, but it's nothing there.
But another thing that they do sometimes in Gmail, they shove it in the promotion.
Yeah, it could be that. Yeah.
Or if you've already like interacted with that person, they'll put it in updates. That's weird sometimes. That's what I've noticed with Gmail because I was like, I didn't get my freaking like mail. And then I started looking in different windows. I'm like, promotion, and there you go. There was a few in there. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Another thing I forget to mention to you guys, I have a story with my Mighty Mascots team in that X-Farce Reloaded that's on Indiegogo
Don
right
Chen.
now with Don Chen. Yeah, I got a story there. We're making fun of like, did you guys read House of X or Powers of X by Hickman at all?
Oh,
okay.
I've heard of House of X.
but the guys came on my show, Dudo and Chill, and we had fun.
Oh, okay.
Guys on
it's the new status quo for X-Men, basically. They're all like living on an island now.
Oh, yeah.
Is it that one way where they're like all roommates, like Cyclops and Wolverine?
They're all
Yep.
They're giving each other's neck massages and stuff like that. I've heard of it. I'm not going anywhere near it. It doesn't sound like something I'll enjoy.
Yeah, I've listened to people talk about that storyline that they're all living on Krakoa and they're being kind of like racist or something. Like, no, you're not a mutant. Get out.
I have read it. It's pretty good. The stuff that doesn't get into the Wolverine Cyclops stuff. That's like like there's a million books, and I think it's in one of those books. But like the main story is all the mutants are starting their own government on this island, and the Krakoa, which is like a living island or mutant, has created all these plants that they use as kind of like currency to sell to the people around the world. Like one of the plants extends your life by like 5 years. One of them like cures cancer and all this stuff, and they use that as currency to kind of build their mutant government, and they have like councils where they decide. It's kind of interesting what Hickman did with the storyline, but the one thing about it is it's so overly complicated. Like, have you guys ever read anything by Jonathan Hickman, like his Avengers or his or his Fantastic Four or anything like that, or East to West from Image? No.
East to West, I did read the first one. Yeah, the first.
Okay, yeah, his storylines are so overcomplicated.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what we made fun of with the storyline, that kind of aspect of it.
I did enjoy East to West though.
Yeah, I got all, I bought, like, I have like the first handful of trades. I read the first couple. I really liked it. I got to go back and get the rest now.
Like one series that very underrated that not a lot of people know about is Fear Agent that I love.
Oh, Fear Agent's great. I've read all of those.
Yeah. Love that.
Before Rick Remender lost his mind.
Yeah. Same thing with Tokyo Ghost. That
was good too.
Then after that, it went haywire.
Are you guys reading? There's a great book by Image right now called Department of Truth that I really like.
Nope.
It's by James Tynion, who's writing Batman, who's actually a really good writer, probably the best writer DC has right now. It's just like it's a book about like like, what is it, tulpas, where it's like it's a department that's like in place to investigate like conspiracy theories. And the more people believe in conspiracy theories, the more they become a reality. So that they're going around trying to prevent people from believing. It's really good. It's I highly recommend it. It's only on like issue 4 or 5 right now. I recommend getting the trade. Really good artwork and just, cool, solid storylines.
I haven't read current comic books in years and years.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, it used to be like you would go into a store and you could just find anything that you want. And now it's like you got to really like go through the weeds to find good stuff, So I get that.
Like I said, it's turning like the movies, like the same thing that happened in the movies and throughout the 90s. They got, like, in the 90s you had experimental movies, right, from the 70s to the 90s. Then after that, everything had to be a recipe. Everything needed to be a blockbuster. They don't take chances with nothing. So everything
has to make money, or they ain't going near it. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, we got Ryan Cardinal in the chat. Hey, Ryan. He's going to be doing a kayak. He does kayaks.
Is that a new Indiegogo?
No, he did the number one like a bit more than a year ago.
Oh, cool.
And it's like he's a fellow Canadian, and he's doing a little manga.
Yeah, he's got a mailing list up for the
second
next one.
Nice.
Yeah, I got his book, and he had a wooden print for his, which I thought was really neat. Turned out really good.
Oh, cool.
I do
like a litho print.
It was
like when you carve it out and roll the ink on. Like that.
I think it's more like burnt into it.
Yeah. I think it's more like a burnt thing.
Remember when you used to have that little piece of wood and you had the line and you would have like a burning pen to burn the drawing in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I set mine, or I'd show you. I don't know where it is now. I got it somewhere here in the house. I did have it on my table, but I had to move it. Oh, he's asking how we're all doing. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Doing good.
Saturday, partying down. Oh God, when's it lockdown? We're in lockdown at the moment. Well, none of the businesses and things are open, and I'm assuming it's the same. Like no restaurants, no anything. So people just tend to stay at home, and vegetate.
Yeah.
Because the restaurants are closed.
Same
but
here in the U.S.
we have some restaurants that are open during the day, but they have to close at 5. And some are open just for delivery. But everything's in lockdown. We have to be in the house at 8 till 5 in the morning.
Oh wow!
And if you go out, you can have a fine between $1,600 to $6,000.
Jeez.
It's wow. That's
And
they should
no
do that
no
here.
guests at home unless you live alone. You can have one guest.
Oh wow, jeez. Down here in the U.S., like in Massachusetts where I am, they have some of that. I mean, restaurants are open till like 9, but they do have a curfew for like you gotta, they want people in by like 9:30, 10. But I don't think there's any kind of penalty for not being in at 9:30, 10.
Us there is, and the other day you even had like going on Twitter, like people were sharing it, let go, telling the homeless people to respect curfew.
Can you imagine?
I know, right? It's like, wow, you want them to go hide in the metros, like the subway or something? Like,
Yeah, right.
like, hey, go hide by 8.
Can you go get in the sewer with the sewer people, please?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's how stupid they are. They're so disconnected from. It's not.
Yeah, like, dude, shouldn't you be in your condo?
Yeah, right.
Can you tell the difference between a hipster and a homeless person? I can't. It's the same kind of clothes, some facial hair and the lumberjack hat and all that.
Man buns.
Like, I was like, I'd be in jail. What do you think happens? Because they're probably gonna end up giving them fine. That answer was pretty much, well, it's your problem. Go hide. So it's not. They're gonna get fined, and they're gonna get fined all the way to jail. And
that's crazy.
Here we go. Yeah, he says it's an image transfer technique onto the wood. The process makes each piece unique, even though multiples are done. Huh. Yeah, I thought it turned out really cool. I got it. I did have it set up on my table, but then I had to move it. Now I'm not sure where I moved it to. I think it might be sitting there on my computer's on top of my computer stand here.
you don't have enough stuff there. You just back 200 and something campaigns.
What am I up to now?
You're a good man. You're a good man.
I'm up to 200. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm up to 221 contributions now.
Oh wow, no kidding.
Wow.
What, just this last year, or just how recent?
3 years. He's been
3 years.
around
Wow,
since the
that's
get-go,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been around since
impressive.
like that whole CG, like very early comic skate got started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When that whole I started Indiegogo when Ethan and all them very first put out their first books.
Oh, like Cyberfrog 1 and all that.
Yeah. And we've known
I was shocked that
we've known
he,
each other for almost as long.
I was shocked that he liked my book as much as he did. I had no idea. That,
did he?
Yeah, like Peter, I guess, sent Ethan like a package of all like the Alterna books, and I guess he liked mine the best, which I didn't believe Peter for the longest time. Peter's like, oh yeah, EVS loves your book, and I'm like, get the hell out of here.
He's doing Rainbow Brute.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, right. I was like, I didn't believe him, and then he started right in the early days of the coronavirus, and I had put up my campaign like a month into the COVID, and he started showing it on his channel, and I was like, holy crap, and then he started talking about how it was his favorite and this and that, and I owe him pretty much for how successful my campaign became. Like, I think I would have topped out at 7,000 or 8,000, and he helped push it to another 10 grand on top of that, So
Same, massively. I got a lot of support from Ethan. He's a great guy. Really, if you like something, he'll definitely help.
It's great. Yeah.
Just talk about the book. How books gonna? Yeah. Yeah, I got 4 pals here growing. I got
Nice.
a pal there.
Yeah, and we're starting my second pal.
Yeah,
I know, now it's just like finding the time to read it, right?
Yeah, I got a whole stack on the shelf. Still, I tend to keep them in the Gemini mailers that I tend to receive them in. Just this whole next to my other comics, because I don't know how to store them, because I generally don't buy floppies anymore. I've got like a few stacks of old 2000 ADs, some old magazines and stuff, but I guess I should get like a dedicated box or something for the
like maybe like a small short box or something, to store them or whatever.
Yeah, I need to buy some mail boxes and such. I did just get in I got in a Pillar Man and Blanket Boy.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that kid.
Oh yeah.
It looks interesting.
Sean Hudson.
That's like is that like an all ages book? It looks like.
Yeah, it's a father and his son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
his son, him and his son are work on the story. It's from an idea from his son, and the father draws it. Yeah.
Yeah,
a bit like what was it, an Axe Cop?
Yeah.
The little brother and the big brother.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. He's Ethan Nicole. Yeah, he's Axe Cop. I'm surprised he hasn't done crowdfunding stuff. Well, I don't think he has, not as far as I'm aware. But I guess he's got. I mean, he works in animation or something like that now.
Yeah,
I remember him from. Yeah, he did a book called Chumble's Buzz before he did Axe Cop, which was also pretty, like, really good, really fresh. Sort of, it worked excellent as a cartoon show before he did Axe Cop. And I thought, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. Good sensei.
I've never got to read any of those.
Yeah, the other day I fell seeing like another same type of book. Did you ever read Officer Down by Burnham? The guy that does Die.
Oh, I've heard of that book. I never read it.
They made a movie out of Officer Down with an E, Downey.
Okay.
And imagine an immortal cop that every time he dies can be brought back to life. It's funny. They made a really low budget movie if you check into it.
Nice.
It's written by the guys. What's his name? I forgot. Joe something. They're from the guys from Action. They used to write Ben 10.
Oh, Joe Casey.
Joe Casey, thank you. Yeah.
Sounds like Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
From the Maniac Cop from the 80s. That was actually a pretty good slasher movie.
Yeah. That's what it reminds me of it. Yeah. They made a one shot comic.
There's like 3 of those movies, I think. Maniac Cop.
Cordell.
And Mary Boy's Beef. Go sign up.
Yes, go sign up to this.
Nice. How long has your mailing list been up?
I'm not sure. I think probably a few weeks, a month, something like that. I lose track of time.
When are you planning on launching?
I was going to say end of April at this point. It depends on how much work I get done beforehand, knowing how, what a massive, commitment it is to do the actual campaign. You basically don't get to work on the book during those 2 months. So, you want to get far enough ahead.
Yep. And, when the campaign starts, I mean, it's like you're on a live stream almost every day, basically trying to promote it. I know I'm thinking about my next one. I'd like to possibly do it in May, but I haven't even done anything yet. I haven't even prepped the issue, so it might be more summer, but I definitely want to get it in before like the fall. Yeah,
it's all about timing. I mean, there's like certain no-go areas, like you don't want to launch anywhere near Christmas. And, that's
why I think Don's having as tough a time as he is. Like, I mean, he hit his goal, and I think he's up to like 4K right now. But like, I think his comic would have done a lot better if he launched in summer. I think he would have at least double that, or triple that. I mean, you guys have been around since the '80s doing comics.
Yeah, he has a big name. He worked for Mad too, I think.
Cracked. I think Cracked. And he was selling 70,000 copies of that book back in the '80s. Like, I mean, that's insane to think about.
Yeah, the Hamsters book. Yeah, that was everybody knew about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a top 10 book today. Which is insane. So.
Crowdfunding is weird. It's really weird how it translates. Some like a lot of pros, they try it and they comparatively the books don't do really well at all, and then you get these complete unknowns, who come in. Like Clint's a good example of that. Building up the platform, very likable guy. Everybody likes Clint. And it's that personality, I think, that translates so well when people watch his videos and stuff. And then he's got a cracking project to boot.
Like people are buying into his personality and his persona.
Yeah.
Because they like him, so they'll back like his projects and he's awesome. I think his book's coming out from Alterna too. Downcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. That's another thing I want to see how, what happens there, because it's just interesting. Everybody wants to, we're all geared towards crowdfunding, mailing things out, but it's almost like there is an untapped piece of the market for people who buy things physically in stores and things that we can't reach.
You're trying to crack. Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way. Like I felt like when I got picked up by Alternative, I'm like, happy days. I'm here. I got a publisher and,
but I think that people forget that they also have the option, right, of book distribution, like novel distribution. Yeah. Everybody could have their own little deal for distribution for novels, and the same thing on Amazon. You can sell your overstock on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying about the store thing, though. Like you kind of want to go where some of the readers are, or typically go. But it seems like like I don't know how it is around with you guys, but like up here in Massachusetts, like I know the comic stores that are still around here. It feels like the comic sections are getting smaller and smaller, and then everything else in the store is getting bigger.
Magic, the Funko. In years that every time I would go to any type of local LCS, they would have like all the Marvel titles, all the DC titles, but almost no Image that I like or any other independent.
There's some stores like that here where they don't. I mean, the closest they get to like independent book is like a couple books from Image, and those are like the Walking Dead and whatever the highest selling Image books.
They don't want to take any chances on anything that might not sell. The margins are just getting tighter and tighter. So they're like, okay, we're going to get Batman. We're going to get what I don't even know what's selling these days, but okay.
Yeah, but they're forced to buy a certain amount from Diamond, and there's no returns. And
no returns, yeah.
That's one of the things that, some people try to use the magazine distribution format with the comics. And you have to be able to have them very cheap because you get a lot of returns when you deal with the magazine distribution. And return books by magazine distribution, they're not resellable. They're losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know Peter was trying to do like Alterna distribution, and I don't know how that's going, but I think like I don't know if he's opening that to stores too, but that might be a route to get some stuff in, something to look into. I know the site's active, but honestly, I don't know what's going on with it because I never really looked into it. But I think that's an avenue for indie creators to look at,
And the other big thing is the European market. I'd love to get into the Franco-Belgian market, and Sim will have a lot to say about that. That is something that it's huge. It's not. The thing is, when they give the estimated value of that market, it's never clear whether it includes toys, T-shirts, all that sort of thing, or if it's just comic book sales. Whereas the American market, I think, is
European is pretty much everything. Yeah. When you sign, but they give you like a 20, like between 15 to 20 euro advance on the sales that they predict they will have, and after that it's technically calculated to like 6% when you're a newbie on the price of the book.
Is there like a
and that's for the entire
European equivalent to Diamond is?
No, they technically deliver to a type of bookstores. That's why I keep telling everybody. Well, you want to hit the bookstores, chapters, stuff like that. That's what Marvel went for. That's why the LCS are dying, because people now want to buy trades, want to buy this, want to buy that, right? The reason why LCS used to survive is the gathering.
Hmm.
People can just go there and chat, meet up with other people, geek out, right?
Yep.
You go there and you'll have like a 2-hour talk with a guy selling you the book because he heard of something new while he was that's coming.
Yeah, or whenever, like, I used to work at a comic store. Whenever like a movie would come out, everyone comes in to talk about it, and you guys.
But look, I'm in Canada, Quebec, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't find European comics in comic book shops, and they don't buy them through Diamonds. They buy them through the novel distribution, where they buy novels from. That's where you hit. That's why I tell people we need to think about it the different way. Like we're fighting to break the trope of just for kids. So let's act as. I mean, it's the same thing with I don't think there's a Diamond in the UK, is it?
Yeah. Diamond distributes here as well. Comic book.
Oh, they
It's the
do.
same model.
Okay.
Same model as the US.
Gotcha.
Same
They gotta
problems.
be hurting too after DC walked away from them. Like I imagine, like I mean, they're already on their last leg, anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine DC walking away couldn't have felt good.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be a huge percentage of their business.
Big time. I mean, I know like they probably don't feel any. They probably get a little pinch with Alterna leaving, but when DC leaves, forget it. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see what's going to happen in 2021 with stuff.
Mm-hmm. There's listen, in Europe there's competition between the distributions.
That's good. That's exactly what.
That's what you need. Yeah, you need that.
There used to be so many.
You need to get Diamond to like. They're so complacent in the way they do business. Like they need to have their shit shaken up.
Yeah. Need people.
And one of the things that I was trying to suggest to people is, I know that it's expensive or, it might be risky to do a campaign just for maybe a French version of it, right? But it's not that bad to offer a French digital version that comes with the English version of the book.
Mm-hmm.
We can do the same thing for Spanish.
Do you guys find, because you guys, I think, have all done campaigns, like does the digital do well for you guys?
Nope.
Yeah, I sold a lot of digital on my
either. I've had my stuff on Comixology. I maybe sell 2 copies every quarter, of something. But I noticed little more business with Alterna's digital because he sells the PDFs on his website now. He pulled everything from Comixology, and a lot less pirating too, which is good.
Yeah,
I've noticed that for people that come in, sometimes digital do a lot better, do good. Like me, I sold a lot on with Blood Hunt, right? I did sell quite a few, right? But I also noticed that there's a lot of people that will go buy back your physical book and then buy a digital copy just to throw an extra $20 at you.
That's cool,
right? That I've noticed. But I've also noticed that with my second campaign, most of my sales go in physical now. Mm-hmm. Some people like the digital, but there is some people that prefer digital. They don't want anything printed in comics. It's weird, but there's people like that, so you cannot ignore them. And when you say about piracy, I'm sorry. Right now, you have a PDF maker. You can pretty much prepare an entire PDF of a comic book in less than 5 minutes with your phone. And there's even a Kickstarter that was made 3 years ago for remember those little lamps that you used to put on your novels to read at night?
Yeah.
They used to those little pocket unfold. You used to just snap. Now they have the same thing, but that takes pictures and makes perfect flat PDF. So you just have to turn the page, turn the page, turn the page, turn the page, and you have a PDF book.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't pirate my stuff when I was just me putting that stuff on Comixology. When Alterna had our books on there, they were ripping the Alterna books and pirating them, which kind of pissed me off. It's like the cover price is $1.50. I mean, give me a freaking break. You can't afford that,
A lot of people try in marketing. They try to tell you that piracy is bad in a way, right? Because that's you can calculate it as a loss, right? But you should see it as promotion. You pay promotion usually, right? So you have people going out of their way, right? Because they're going out of their way to pirate your book. So it brings more eyes to it. And one thing that we know, when fans really like something, they'll buy the physical book. They want to own the thing. So see it, yeah, it's a bad thing. You don't want to lose all your sales from it, but it gets more eyes to your thing.
I think it's different. Like music is perfectly interchangeable, digital or having a CD or whatever the case may be. Except for vinyls, I don't buy this whole bullshit about vinyls being better than CDs. That's still nonsense. But with comics, it isn't interchangeable. People still want the physical paper thing. I do. I don't feel like I own a comic book if I don't have the physical one. I don't settle for digital at all. And I'm sure.
Yeah.
Comic book readers tend to be, not kids, people who aren't constantly on their phones and whatever. There's still like this connection to wanting to have that physical, that physical experience. So
most
I don't think
most people are like that, but there are some people that the only thing they read, everything's on their phone.
It's a bit sad.
Everything's on the cloud. All their novels, everything's on the cloud, so they can go everywhere.
It is sad, especially watching like a.
But that's the reason why some people buy the. Like some people told me why they bought it. They buy the physical and then they buy the digital to have it on their iPad when they travel.
Pops makes a good point. He says us collectors sometimes buy the digital so we don't have to touch our books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
And then he says exposure is king, especially now.
Yep.
With this campaign, you get the digital comic. You did get the digital version anyway. If you buy the physical thing, I email you links to the digital.
We're
version.
the indie, right? We're the indie comics, also known as the underground. Am I right? Ahoy, matey!
I will say when it comes to the whole like piracy thing, that it can be frustrating to see, but at the same time, the people who are reading that, a lot of them probably weren't going to buy the book to begin with, dump the money on it. But then also there's people who are going to read that and be like, yeah, I really like this, and then go buy the physical copy or something.
Why the fuck nobody's talking about this? And then boom, you're like, oh.
Because I'm not gonna lie, there's been a couple times where I've kind of been like, what's this? And I've clicked on it, because like somebody shared something and it brought up like a, where they've pirated it onto a digital, and I've looked at it and I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. And then I've went and looked it up online to see where I could buy it at.
Yeah, that's happened to me too. And there've been cases where you look at it and you go, like, it looks good, and then you actually see, it's like, oh fuck. I'm so glad I didn't buy the physical. This is not sticking up my shelf. Yeah, so it works both ways.
And let's just be honest here. Many do that with movies too. Like with a lot of movies that people used to go to theater, like that's why they make a lot of trailers now. Because if you don't see enough, you won't want to go see it anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
Totally.
I really like Mary Boys.
And the people that used to wait to get them on Blu-ray, because you had those type of movie lovers. They don't go to theater; they would wait till the release, buy the release. A lot of them would go pirate the freaking thing, watch it one time, and go, "Okay, now I'm buying it." That's another known thing that happens. So I don't see. Like they say, talk about it good, talk about it bad. As long as you talk about it and there's eyes on it.
Yeah, the thing is, like a lot of, I remember not too long ago there was this big freak out from some mainstream creators going, and it was saying that he saw that there was 16,000 views of his comics, on some pirate site, and he's like, and he equated that to sales, like I was 16,000 sales. I'm like, you wouldn't have gotten 16,000 sales.
No,
it's there's literally 16,000 people who made the effort to look at it.
Yeah,
and that's it. It doesn't equate to sales. Sales is something different.
Well, that's not even factoring people who looked at it once maybe and then went back and re-looked at it.
Yeah, it doesn't factor in people who just looked at it, saw the first page, and went, "Nah."
Yeah,
It's almost like walking to a comic
right.
book shop, opening the first page, going, "Nah," and putting it back on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not a sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look. There's another way you can see it. One of the first phenomena of indie comics on Kickstarter was web comics. They're available everywhere. People can read them on the freaking web. They could screen cap, download the images, but they still bought the book, and the guy made over $100,000.
That Order of the Stick made 2 million. I think it's the highest, or I forget. No, no. Sorry, it was
They were looking for Groot. They was looking for Groot. Rewind, something like that. Something like that.
Remind. I think.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So those they all made over 100, and that they were all web comics. So they were available on the web. People read them, and they still went back to the damn thing because they wanted more.
Yeah.
So cup half full, half empty. Take your pick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as simple as that. It's understanding the psychology of people who buy things, why they buy things, their motivations for wanting to earn something.
It's like one of the first things you learn in marketing, right? It's you can try and hype and make your project sound so different, so unreliable to anything else, right? The person listening to you will not be interested until you compare it to something he understands or knows. So that's why one of the things is you pitch your book and then you go, it's a bit of mix of like, John Carter from Mars mixed with this and that, and people go, boom, now I know what you're talking about. Okay, I got you. There's different type of minds. You have people that will just want the pitch, and some people want you to make the connection to something they know, and then they're poof, bought.
In a postmodern world, that's it's a doable thing. Nothing is completely original, so you can,
everything's inspired by something. Like what makes the story different? It's your approach on it and how you deal with it. Because I could take the Knights of the Round Table, the King Arthur, and all of this. I would do my interpretation of it. Chubb would do his, and we would not do the same thing, even though the story would be the same. Even if we had the same script, it would not be the same.
Yep. Very true. No, that's it. Yeah,
So
I need to go.
That book. It's really good.
Thank you. Guys, sorry, I have to sign off. I have to get up in a few hours to go running up officially the steepest hill in England tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It's
Is it some sort of like event thing going on?
I was gonna go a bit overreaching for a breath of fresh air, right?
We're just gonna punish ourselves tomorrow by running up this thing. It was in the news recently. Banksy snuck up to this old lady's house in the middle of the night and did like a mural on it.
Oh yeah.
And the house was in the process of getting sold. Screwed up the whole sale. Because suddenly your house is worth £5 million from 300,000. Anyway, that's at the base. Yeah. That's on the base of that street. So we're gonna go check that out again. It's behind plexiglass and it's got alarms on it and everything now. So,
wow,
the chance of me.
Yeah, Banksy just decides to go paint on your wall. Yeah,
I know. It's like it's like terrorism. If he wanted a building gone, he just has to go paint something on it, and somebody will try and steal the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like you could also call him a golden goose. Just comes in, makes your house worth millions just by. There you go. There's a painting.
Yeah, but it's caused a lot of trouble because she's like, well, we've got this contract. Do we get out of the contract? And this person is trying to move into a house. They weren't counting on this in the middle of the night. There was for sale signs up there too. So you must have seen the for sale signs and went, ha, screw you up. Yeah.
She was nice to me. Let's give her a raise.
Maybe you hated the buyer. I don't know. The buyer of the house, like, yeah.
That
yeah, I don't know who that is. Banksy.
Banksy. He's a graffiti artist. He did. Share the screen. You'll know.
He did some animated movie. Like he's the one that did Fire and Ice.
Oh, I know that.
No, that's not Banksy. Fire and Ice. Isn't that Boris Vigello or who did that?
Didn't he work on the animated movie?
No, he does all these cuts. He does this. He does graffiti, but it's
Oh, I thought he did animation before this.
no, he's
My bad.
he's unknown. He's like can you try and share the screen? Share screen. Give me a sec. No, he comes from the city that I live, and
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Yeah,
Nothing.
he's known to just go and paint on the wall somewhere.
yeah. Well, nobody knows. Apparently, nobody knows who he is, but it's this guy. Let me scroll. Look familiar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always a statement. I know that one. Yeah, I know him. But I just thought that for somehow that he did animation before, like roto animation.
Maybe I don't know that much about him. Possibly could be.
So he just sneaks around and doodles on people's walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's worth millions and millions. He's like, it's obscenely expensive. If you get his old.
There's one day he went in the middle of the street, right? People were freaking out because he did a whole bunch of paintings, just sat down in the middle of the street selling them for $5.
Huh.
Like almost nothing, and they're worth like it was nuts.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes. So let me see if I can find the one of the wall. So it's here we go. It's this house over here. Yeah, it's this one. Wait, let me see. There was another picture.
Wow, I didn't.
There we go. Check. It's this street. You can see how steep it is there.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Wow,
alarms and all sorts of stuff. Right?
and his picture, this little doodle made it worth millions. Wow.
Yeah, this house it's worth £5 million now.
Dang God. That's wild. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. I didn't think it would make it worth that much.
No, well, it's art. That's what I mean. It's It's just art being ridiculous. It's probably took me 5 minutes to come up with
it gets finally recognized as such.
Oh, can't wait. So much more work.
I know.
Can't wait for the day that Chubbs' work is worth millions. Get Chubbs doodling Mary boys on stop signs or something.
That'd be cool. I mean, yeah, like we all have dreams that we like someday something big will happen and we won't have to have day jobs and stuff like that anymore.
And hopefully before we die.
Yeah. That'd be like nice.
The first thing they you keep being told when you're an artist growing up, it's that that most artists don't get known before they die. You're like, oh, fuck off.
What'll happen is like your kids, like you'll die and your kids will be these terrible trust fund kids, with like millions and millions and, these terrible people that you hated, like being like this white knuckled indie artist, like, and there'll be all these like hedge fund fucking kids, yeah, it'll ruin your life, Art.
Being triggered at everything. Okay, Chris, Chubb needs to go.
Alrighty.
And we're getting close to an hour and a half, and you have to think about getting ready to go to work tonight, buddy.
Oh yeah, I probably should get
right
towards that.
You guys can carry on. Yeah, I just need to dip out.
Yeah. All right, we need to cut it out too.
Alrighty. All right.
Mister needs to work tonight, and yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll start wrapping it up then. All right, Mr. Sim, you want your closing statements then?
Yeah, please like and sub this channel. Chris is great. If you like the show and the morning show, please give it a like, give it a share. Let's get him more subs. Go check out Tales from the Adverse, and if you don't know about Bloodhunt, grab a copy. Trust me, you'll one day you'll regret it. I'm telling you. Go.
Mr. Gleason,
Yeah.
your closing statements?
Check out Mighty Mascots. I also have a YouTube channel. If there's any other indie creators out there that want to come on for live stream interviews or want to get their book review, reach out to me. The channel's Indie Comics Relay. Just do a search for that and it'll come up. And I do a live stream like every other Wednesday with my co-host Johnny. And we just talk to creators and things like that. We put up something new every Wednesday, whether it's a review or a live stream. And then my website's recklesssidekick.com. You can see all my older stuff there, all my older work, and any news about Mighty Mascots is there. And then all my social media you can grab from that website as well.
Okay, yeah, they can still get Mighty Mascots from Alterna, right?
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 is available through Alterna, or you can get it direct from me as well. And they also have the 80 or the 100-page giant, which collects 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, all right, Mr. Chubb.
Twitter really, Merry Boys 1. That's the center of all my shenanigans. I'm on a show called CG UK, Carry On Streaming. That's every Wednesday, and I appear with Kami Mark and the usual collection of Nutcases and Misfits and CG UK. That's pretty much it. There are links to my YouTube channel and everything on the Twitter, so it's quite easy to go from there.
I'll sub to you tonight.
Cool. Cheers.
I think I followed you earlier.
Catch you.
Yeah, definitely. Nice to talk to you. I'm gonna back Merry Boys this week.
Lovely. Thank you.
Looks great.
Awesome.
It is.
I like Kami Mark. It's fun.
Oh yeah. That campaign is insane. I love it. When I read through the tiers, I was laughing my ass off.
Oh, he has the funniest campaigns.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out his stuff.
Quite witty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy too. He's not. I don't think Kami Mark is really a communist, judging by.
It's just like a character he plays. Yeah. That's cool though. That's a way to market.
How dare you? How dare you?
They like an offensive, like it's like the Howard Stern formula.
But that's the best way to convert a communist.
What's that?
You make them like making money.
Yeah.
Then they stop being a communist because they like making money.
Well, you're outrageous, and that kind of works, for some people.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't, I don't warm to communism at all. I'm just not that kind of sort of personality, but it's the whole sort of package. I know it's a bit out there. It's a bit shock factor and whatever. So, it shows how tolerant we are, for fuck's sake. It shows
Well, yeah, you find it funny, and it's like, we're not offended by it, but I know he's probably going for that a little bit, So, but that's part of the charm of being outrageous. You can be like a larger than life character.
A little bit of trouble there.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so this is our closeout video here.
Yep.
Alrighty.
You ready?
Yeah.
So, bye and later, everyone. Here's Tales from the Adverse video.
Cheers.
Tales from the Adverse. This ongoing anthology collects short stories introducing characters within the Natverse and are all connected to the main series, Nat the Merc. This 64-plus page perfect bound anthology series collects short stories introducing Nat, Moani, Rose, Zed, and other characters within the Natverse that you'll get to know and love in this prelude. This volume contains 2 previously published Nat stories, as well as a previously published Helena Rose stories, introducing you to those characters. In addition, you'll also be receiving 2 brand new stories by Simon Sim Paultier. Royal Rumble, colored by 7 Legions Michael Beacon. Also, Nat and Zed, colored by Spartan Scotsman of Xenotype. Arm up and fire off into the Natverse.